That TV. I hope you're having a good one. Was good, was good, was good. So, yeah, there's a little bit going on. Did you invest in yourself today? You need to hit that poll and let me know what you done did so we can handle things. But yeah, this is actually nuts. It's absolutely nuts what's going on today. You had Gemini go public. At the end of the day, it was like 4 point something billion dollars, but they already had an evaluation or a valuation of about 3.1. So it was a good day for Gemini. What I'm really hoping for is that they'll introduce new leadership. I mean, people that can actually lead, because just how they run the business has been crappy. I spoke about it this morning. So just saying, it's been interesting. It's been a very interesting day. The market shot up. CPI was all right. Sentiment came in. Consumer sentiment came in, and that was basically all right. But there's one tiny little thing that I need people to pay attention to, and it was what we were talking about last night. My man Max Salas, thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself, and shorting a meme coin increased your portfolio 10%. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But I want you guys to remember something. And what I want you to remember is that a lot of people are saying it's the people that have money that are spending, right? And so consumer sentiment is driven by spending, not necessarily who. Okay? So if spending goes up, because apparently what happened was everybody spent more because they thought the tariffs were coming, and then they pulled back, and then they started spending again. I think the people that are spending are the people that have money. Straight up. I think that's what it is. And so I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, even I've pulled back. I mean, I've bought one less bottle of wine per week. I'm just saying, that's a sacrifice. Don't judge. All jokes aside, though, truth is that the numbers, I think, are going to wind up revealing in the future that we're not in as good a place as people think we are. So I'm prepared. I'll be happy to see good stuff happen, but I'm prepared for the bad stuff, right? I'm prepared for the bad stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have any wine in the house. Actually, I do. I don't. I don't have any wine in the house. So I'm sipping a vodka mix right now. I wish I had some wine. I'll probably go get wine tomorrow. It's my youngest daughter's birthday, so it's gonna be fun. And she's not gonna stay home. She's gonna go out with her homies and go have a blast, because that's what you do at that age. I'm fully expecting to get a daddy phone call tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. But I'm looking at this consumer sentiment thing. I'm looking at the spending. I'm looking at a whole bunch of things. And by the way, Max Salas, what kind of wine? Anyway, I'm looking at all these things, and I'm saying to myself, what we need to do is be a little bit cautious right now. Things are a little bit hot, and I'm not sure why. There's some good news that we kind of understand why. Solana is up because Galaxy went out and bought $700 million worth of Solana. That's how much Mike Novogratz is behind Solana. 700, almost $750 million of Solana. He's not playing games. So you had that. You had some really wild news today. Wild news. Oh, a nice Chianti. I'm not mad about that. Hutanic, thank you for letting me know you invested in yourself. Trying to figure out why no one is talking about the Bitcoin devs are going to update the block size by a large amount. Many think it will slow the network down, for one. How can I put this nicely? They're not talking about it because they don't care. They're not talking about it because they don't care. Truth is, who's using, I said it last night. Who's using Bitcoin for transactions, for regular everyday transactions? You use Bitcoin to transfer wealth. Think about that. Before you come at me, I want all of you to think about that. You leverage Bitcoin to hold value and transfer value. That value is called wealth. So, yeah, nobody's going to care. They're not trying to go to the bodega and order their bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, no ketchup on a roll with Bustelo coffee on the side, light, medium, sweet. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. Are you sick? No. That's $7. They're not $7. Bitcoin? I'll flip you a stable coin. I'll flip you a Cardano. I'll flip you some other stuff. I'm not flipping Bitcoin for that. What numbnut is flipping Bitcoin for that? The days of pizza for Bitcoin? Yo, unless you're buying all of Papa John's, yo, that's a wrap. Unless you're buying all of Domino's, that's a wrap. And by the way, you don't eat that. I mean, really? Come on. You can do better. It doesn't taste bad, but you can do better. Just saying. Anyway, so the OGs are forming Bitcoin Not, asking people to shut down Bitcoin Core and use Not. Anyways is not a word. It's a pet peeve. It's not you. It's me. It's a pet peeve. I could care less about Bitcoin Not. I could care less. I could care less about any of the turmoil until they flip it out, and nothing's going to change. Whatever the original Bitcoin was, that's what everybody's going to do. Let me get this straight, though. Nothing that you're saying is incorrect. What I'm saying is nobody cares. Big difference. I don't think anybody cares. Geeks like us, the hell is going on? They want to do what? Huh? Everybody else? Is my Bitcoin going to be Bitcoin? Okay, moving on. Dead serious. Dead serious. All those people holding billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, do you think they're freaking out about that? They're like, whatever Bitcoin is, that's what we're sticking with. We're not going to transfer it. We're not going to do anything. You want a fork? We're staying with the fork that is my Bitcoin, and that's it. You want to BCH this? Go ahead and do your BK. Nobody's going to care. That's why nobody's paying attention to it. Sad, but true. Now, Solana's SSK ETF surpassed $200 million in cumulative flows. And I'm like, that's 200 million. That's not bad. In a day. That's not bad. That's the Rex Osprey Solana staking ETF. Okay. SSK. Get it? Solana staking. Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. So Solana had a lot of good news today. But that's not what caught my attention. It's not what caught my attention. What caught my attention is two pieces of news. I'll read it to you. Polymarket aims for $10 billion valuation with Trump Jr. on the board and CFTC approval. That's news number one. That's news number one. They're raising money. The valuation is a number, but they're raising money. That's the big news. Okay, moving on to the next one. The next one is a huge one. Polymarket is partnering with Chainlink to use its Oracle platform for resolving digital asset related bets, shifting from its previous system with UMA or UMA. Chainlink's data streams will verify price targets for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, enhancing trust through precision and speed. The collaboration may also expand to subjective questions, addressing previous concerns about UMA's dispute resolution system, which relied on token holder votes and faced criticism for potential manipulation. Ham's house is in the building. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Ham's house. That's the GMB3. Do it. Do it. That is the GMB3. And for those that are wondering, okay, I'll explain it to you again. It's not that Ham's house coined that, that phrase. I did. But he's the one that dubbed it the GMB3. So that's why I say that. So, Chainlink. Weren't we just talking about Chainlink and how much I love Chainlink? I told you Chainlink is just going to slowly just continue going on and on and on and on and on. Why? Because everybody needs Chainlink. This deal with Polymarket is huge. Bigger than big. It's bigger than big. That's why Chainlink's at 25.10. It's bigger than big. Chainlink doesn't move in huge steps or anything like that. Real killers move in silence. Remember, I'm from the hood. That's how that works. Max Salas, man, you're the best. GMB is. Carlo Rossi, nothing fancy. Listen, I ain't mad at you. Whatever's hitting the spot is what hits the spot. Straight up. But yeah, so GMB3 is legendary. Thank you. It's a simple philosophy, right? Because I'm the kind of person that comes off as, I'm not trying to get you to buy something. I mean, I want you to join our community. I want you to become a member and not just a subscriber. Sure. But I'm not trying to get you to buy. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get you to buy a coin. I mean, I might try to get you to buy some products or something like that, but I'm not trying to get you to buy a coin. Right? No, I'm trying to educate. I'm trying to share knowledge. Because I figure if I share knowledge, other people will share knowledge, and we all get to partake in that grand table of knowledge. Just feeding ourselves on all that knowledge. That's the idea. I'm dead straight up serious. Ham's house, BNB. I told people, don't sleep on BNB. You can hear people snoring on BNB. Snoring. And I'm just like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? BNB doesn't do that. So it's one of the most leveraged chains in the world, meaning people build on that ridiculously. Ethereum, BNB, in that order. Ethereum, BNB. So BNB is never really gonna fall that hard because it's supported by so much. Other coins, it got bunny hopped by Solana, right? Solana's number 5. BNB is number 6 now. But Solana's being buoyed. Oh, Mike Novogratz bought $700 million worth. Okay. But BNB is buoyed by, look at all these builders. Not building meme coins. I know I'm evil. I keep talking about meme coins. Solana can do, so many transactions per second. Okay. Perhaps. I wonder what percentage actually goes through besides what percentage gets dropped, but that's just me. Again, if it's not mission critical and it's not real time, you're fine with Solana. But if you've got something that's mission critical or it needs to be real time, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, I'm looking up, Even Chainlink, Sui, Ton. I mean, you have a whole bunch of other coins that if I needed to depend on something, I'm going to choose one of those. I'm going to choose one. Hedera. I'm going to choose one of those. I'm not choose that? Please. Nah. Not for something that's mission critical. Most everyone they mention is on their fourth mech. I'm not finishing that. Where's patient one? Where's patient one? I need her right now. I think there's, and let's not get it twisted. I think there's money to be made with Solana, which is why I cover it in terms of news. I just think that there are other coins that bring something to the table that are more meaningful and offer, longevity. Already have longevity. That's what I'm looking at. Now, other news. Did you know USAT, get it? USAT. That's Tether. USA. Tether. USA compliant stablecoin. Let that roll. Yeah. There are other reasons why Tether itself, USDT, is not compliant with the United States, but USAT is. New leadership, the whole nine. Let's rock. I wonder how long it'll be before USAT takes off and starts scaring other stable coins. I wonder how long it'll be. Just saying. Lieutenant, go stand in the corner. I see your Pepto reference. Not wrong. But, you know what I mean? Like, as a technologist, I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, yeah, there's real time. You want real time. And you chose that? Yeah, no. If you do not require real time, right, or mission critical, you're fine with Solana. That's why it's the king of memes, I think. I'm just saying. Who actually answered no to have you invested in yourself today? Seriously? Who answered no? You should definitely go stand in the corner. Like, what the hell is that about? Stay here for 15 minutes. You've done your research. What's the other news we have going on? Let's see. We spoke about Polymarket, getting in bed with Chainlink, Polymarket looking to raise some money. Those are big things. Those are really big things. Circle and Hyperliquid. Circle's trying to prepare to launch USDC on Hyperliquid's Hyper EVM chain. They want to get in bed with Hyperliquid in a major fashion. They also want to be able to go toe-to-toe with USDH. Can't be mad about that. Got to do what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do, and I'm not mad about that at all. Something else that hit. I hope you're sitting down. WisdomTree has launched the WisdomTree Private Credit and Alternative Income Digital Fund, CRDT, a tokenized fund on Ethereum and Stellar blockchains. Pause for applause. I told you people don't sleep on Stellar. You already knew about Ethereum. I told you people don't sleep on Stellar. Don't sleep on Stellar. And here you go. That's huge news. That's huge news. WisdomTree launches tokenized private credit fund on blockchains, Ethereum and Stellar. Had to say it twice just so that you guys could let it hit you for a minute. Ethereum, I would expect. Stellar? Oh. Because who is Stellar meant for? Did you forget? XRP Ripple went for business. Buddy boy from Stellar left and created Stellar for the people. Boom. Boom. That's a very big deal. That's more than a very big deal. I'm paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to that. And in addition, in case you didn't notice, Stellar just minted $677 million in USDC in 3 hours today. $677 million. I've been saying these stablecoins have been inching up. Just doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah. People thought I was tripping. I'm not. I am absolutely not. That's nuts. But you know what? That's not the news of the day. At least not for me. When I'm looking, because I'm looking at long-term things. I'm looking beyond hitting a new high with Bitcoin. I'm looking beyond the ETFs coming out. I'm looking beyond tariff news actually hitting the public. I'm looking beyond insurance rates escalating. I'm looking beyond energy prices escalating in nosebleed levels. I'm looking beyond the real estate bubble. I'm looking beyond all of that. Okay? Looking beyond all of that. Why? Because I think the future is going to be crazy. I think the future is going to be crazy. So one of the things that I noticed is, well, so we all know that the FOMC is made up of a whole bunch of people, and one of them is President Cook. And the new regime wanted to fire Cook. Apparently, there's new evidence that says that, yeah, no, that property she was talking about, she claimed it as a vacation spot. Why do we bring that up? Well, because the new regime would like to lower the rates to a ridiculously low point, to a point where money is just about free. He wants it to be 1%. That's the target. I want you to think about what that would do to inflation. Huh. Oh boy, that is not a pretty sight. Do you know how many people would be wrecked if that were to happen? Who does that benefit, bringing it to 1%? Anywho, you can think about that on the side. Anywho, because of that evidence, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to fire her. He's got his guy all queued up, ready to rock. Show up to work on Monday. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Cook is going to keep her job. Because that would give him one more person at the FOMC that he can count on for the vote that he wants. And that would kind of say that we would lose independence, right? The Fed would lose independence. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing at all. And I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to be totally frank. I don't trust anybody talking about how to manage money that's been through bankruptcy several times. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm just not feeling that. How do you do that? How do you do that? So I'm kind of yeah, no. And Hutanak, you're damn right. Everything that I just mentioned is the dollar going down, the dollar being devalued. Oh, what? Yeah, nobody's realizing that. All of those things that I was rattling off, that all goes toward the dollar being devalued. What was it? Last week, I told you that somebody from the Russian government said the United States is trying to avoid its debt by devaluing the dollar. That was one of the things that they noted. Oh, that's not cool, is it? That's not a great thing, is it? So I'm just sitting here and I'm saying to myself, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe the United States should not be on an island all by themselves. Maybe that's not a good idea. I'm thinking that's not a good idea. It could be me, but I'm thinking that's not a good idea. But right now we're looking at certain things and we're kind of like, yeah, that's not cute, nor is it cool. And so, just saying. So I'm looking at that as a long-term effect, because I want you to think about this. The scenario could be, not saying that it is, I'm saying the scenario could be that you have enough people on the FOMC and you decide that you're not going to vote in all of the presidents, because that's what makes up the FOMC, which would mean you'd be left to just them. Hey, A-Pause, did you invest in yourself today? Anywho, imagine if you don't vote in all the other presidents and you're just left to the board, and now you control the board. What would happen then? Not only did we lose independence, but they're going to do whatever he says. Whoa. In no way is that a good thing. In no way. So yeah, I want you to pay attention to what's going on. That's why I'm looking down the road. I'm looking far down the road, as far as I can, to see what's going on and how do I need to react. What risks do I think are going to happen between now and a year from now? That's big. That's very big. It's not a small thing. It's kind of a huge thing. So all the news that I look for is, what is the effect on infrastructure, the long-term effect on regulation, the long-term effect on independence for the FOMC, at least in the United States. I look for what kind of rules and regulations are going on around the world. I listen for the deals that are happening around the world, country to country, because what I'm seeing is that the United States does not have a grip. It's only the biggest wealth transfer in American history the next few years. Yeah. I was just talking to one of my sons today, and I was like, it's because people can't figure out what enough is. People cannot figure out what enough is. That's a problem. That's a freaking problem. So yeah, it would be nice. But if you can't figure out enough, what do I keep telling you guys? My bad, A-Pause. So I keep saying ego and greed are the things that destroy the American economy. And we never learned from our history. Ego and greed. Ego, greed. Ego drives greed. Ego is, he or she has what I want. Greed, I have to do better. I have to outdo them. Just saying. How many cars can you drive at once? So you need 10 cars? I know it's a crazy example, but I want you to stop and think about that. Enough. What is enough? I saw the two yachts that one of the people that sold the UFC has. The big yacht, the party yacht, is $130 million. And the follow-on yacht was $30 million. And it's carrying about $50 million worth of value, including the yacht. Motorcycles, cars, helipad, speedboat. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. The big yacht's got a whole bunch of stuff, including a full-blown freaking hospital downstairs. Not a doctor's office, hospital. When is enough enough? Not even kidding you. No, not Dana White. Some other guy that sold the UFC. When is enough enough? And because they can't define it, enough is never enough. Think about that for a moment. Enough becomes never enough. And the rest of us are kept in a place where we have to constantly feed into that enough. I told you the other day where I forgot who did the report, but it was if 3,000 people, 3,000 of the world's richest people paid 2%, a 2% wealth tax. 2%. 2% per year, that would be $250 billion. 2%. You're going to miss 2%? You ever listen to these people? Filthy rich, and a lot of them are just like, they'll fight over that 2% because enough is not enough. Enough is not enough. When do you give back? Oh, I give back. I have charities. You know how many rich people have charities? It's their own charity. But because it's a charity, they get the tax write-offs and everything else. Yeah. I mean truly give back. So when I look at the news, I'm looking for what can hurt me right now. Or what can help me grow my bag right now? What information do I think my friends are going to be interested in that's going to affect them right now? And I do the same thing for midterm, long-term, and deep long-term. What technologies are out there that I should be paying attention to? Like I talk about energy all the time. So what's one of the energy things that people are investing in? Fusion. And it's already been proven that it works. They've already been able to create more energy than it takes to do the process. That's fusion. That's the promise of fusion. Now they just have to sustain it. Nuclear, old. Solar, old. Wind, old. Hydro, old. All of it, old. Fusion. Eric Schmidt is putting his money into fusion. So many others are putting their money into, let's get on a rocket and go to Mars. I'm just saying, there's a lot that goes into this stuff that we should pay attention to. It's not about giving a homeless person $1 billion. That's silly. That's an even silly thought. That's a silly thought. A thought is does everybody have a roof over their head? Are their tummies full? Do they have clothes? Are they warm? Are they okay? Do they have the basics? How can we call ourselves the best country in the world and our veterans are running around without the basics? I know my definition of enough. I absolutely know my definition of enough. Would I like to drive a Bugatti one day? Yes. Do I need to drive it every day? No. Where the hell am I going? All these fast cars? Where are you driving? You can't go that fast in the United States, not legally. Unless you own a private road. What are you doing? Even the Autobahn, you gotta slow down at some point. So, where are you driving? What is that about? It's a status symbol. Why is it that in the United States, I can't buy a BYD, I just saw a commercial for a Huawei car, the Huawei S800. Holy moly. The things that car can do, charge in 12 minutes. Car charges from 10 to 80 in 12 minutes. You're at the gas station for like what, 5? If you have to wait for a pump, you're there longer. So imagine, you go in, boom, 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 you're good. No, that's the wrong person to fashion yourself after. I won't even mention that name. It's disgusting. But yeah, what is your definition of enough? I'm shooting for enough. If I can achieve my enough, I'm not taking away from anybody else on this planet. And I'm being responsible for me and mine. You know how many people are not responsible for their kids? I'm responsible for me and mine. And maybe a couple extra. You know, husbands, wives, their kids, my legacy. But that's what I care about. That's my enough. I don't need to be a billionaire to have enough. You know, most people can't spend $1 billion living a regular life. Most people can't spend $1 billion. So it gets passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down. You're not going to spend $1 billion. If you can spend $1 billion, you're that special kind of stupid. Special kind of stupid. Would I live in the best house? No. Would I have the best things? No. Would I have a nice house? Yeah. Would I have a nice car? Sure. Would I go on vacation every year? Yeah. But $1 billion? You could live off the interest. Put it in the trust, live off the interest. I don't even have to do anything fancy with that money. But the way I do it is I look at what's going to hurt me right now, what can benefit me right now, midterm, long-term, and super long-term. Regulations, new technologies, trends, like lifestyle trends. Those are things I'm looking at. Right now, the biggest hit is actually AI. And not just because it can hurt the job market, but because it pulls so much energy and does a whole bunch of other stuff. And you sit there and you're just on the energy piece, they're going to be shipping computers that are ready for AI or even have AI already built in terms of the whole thing. It's already on there. You don't have to load it up or anything. AI ready is the computer can handle AI. Next level AI ready. Oh, we already put it on there for you. Go choose the LLM that you want to use. Qwen 3, DeepSeek, Mistral, Llama. Choose the one you want, and it's ready to rock. Which leads you toward, why am I using OpenAI, Perplexity, right? All the other ones. Why am I using them? They don't even know how they're going to make money. Most of those companies, Anthropic, most of those companies don't even know how they're going to make money. OpenAI doesn't know how they're going to make money, and they already have a $300 billion bill from Oracle because they need the space, they need the compute, and Oracle can fulfill it. So they cut the deal, $300 billion over a few years. They don't know how they're going to pay it. Can you see the scenario where Oracle just takes over OpenAI? I was speaking with one of my friends, and he brought up the idea, it's like a brother of mine, and he brought up the idea of, it's like having a browser. Browsers make money. And I'm like, no, it is like being a browser because browsers don't make money. Somebody just offered $35 billion. I said, yeah, Perplexity just offered $35 billion to buy Chrome. But I want you to stop and think about this. Chrome is not what makes money. Google search is. And Chrome is the pathway to Google search. And he was like, oh. I was like, yeah, you see? Everybody thinks it's the browser, but it's not. So yeah, it compares to the browser. Nobody gives a rat's behind about your browser. Here's the other kicker. Do I really care about the internet? The internet is going to change. Okay? People wonder why I think about things in a wild way. All right, I want you to put this in your head, just to drop something in there. You Max, you're ridiculous. So Netscape, I should kick you. I should kick you in the shin. I want you to think about this. All jokes aside, you talk to Siri now, or Amazon's, whatever it is. I can't say it because I have one on my desk. Are you really going to need the internet? I mean, to get onto the internet, you're going to tell your assistant to go do whatever it is you wanted it to do, and it'll just happen. I don't need to actually sit in front of a computer or stare at my phone and access the internet. So the internet's going to change. The only time I'm really going to do that is if I actually want to partake in something, and then I'm going to put it on my headset, and then I'm going to partake in the metaverse. Yeah, that's where everything's going. That's where I believe everything is going. So browser, don't need that. Access the internet. There is no AI that accesses the internet. The LLM is one thing, web search is another. They're two separate things. So if I want the AI to get information from the internet, I first go to the internet and get it and then give it to the AI and then it'll do its thing. That's how that works. Oh, it's getting interesting, right? So the internet is not going to be the same. The use of the internet is not going to be the same. Yes, the metaverse is going to replace the internet. When I want to do something on the internet, I will put on my goggles and I will be in the metaverse. Why is that? I can interact with other people. I can go do things. Other than that, what do I use the internet for? I'm going to search something. I'm going to go buy something. I'm going to go tell Jarvis to go do it for me. Yeah. My brother looked at me and he was like, oh, yeah, no, I could totally see that. And I said, yeah, I already have Jarvis. Think about that. I have a voice activated assistant that I built that does the stock thing for me. I tell it, hey, tell me about IBM. It'll go get the current market sentiment for IBM, the latest news on IBM, the MACD chart, the Fibonacci. It'll get me all the charts that I want. It'll read through all those charts and give me a report that I can just listen to. And if I wanted it printed out, I can say, hey, just print that report on the printer over there in the corner. Oof. And I have that already running from my freaking desktop. Damn. The world is changing. Now you understand why I look so far ahead. I get involved in technology. I do my research. I know my entries and exits, and I absolutely invest deliberately. That's what I'm talking about. We live on the tiniest of blue marbles. Everything is around the corner, down the street. It's 2 seconds away. Nothing should be more expensive. It should be getting cheaper to do things. The only reason why it gets more expensive is because, oh yeah, that's right, greed and ego. Greed and ego. Those are the two things. And I do it like this. Why? Because we all know what this symbolizes. So when you have greed, you put that with ego, and what do you get? The United States has been through so many tumultuous things throughout its monetary history, and we have yet to learn from all of those things. And we keep recreating them. Greed and ego. Anyway, everybody, kids are in the kitchen eating dinner. I want to go join them. I hope you like what I'm doing. Yeah, go watch Ready Player One. It's for real, for real. It's for real, for real. Everything they're talking about is dead in your face. When I first started shooting videos, I used to talk about Ready Player One. I used to tell everybody, go watch that show. Go watch that movie. It's a great movie. Go watch that movie. That movie it's so, look at every aspect of that movie. The worker bees are all debtors. Go watch that movie. It's no joke. Go watch it. Just saying. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes. Tell all your friends about this community, because it really is a community. We really do care about each other. We really do care about growing our bags. We really do care about things that don't involve greed and ego. I told you, and I'll keep saying it. We're going to have to invest just to survive. So I'm trying to share as much information with as much people as that will share information with me. And here we have Grow My Bag. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And absolutely, thank you for your trust. I'll probably be on tomorrow doing some kind of AI thing, so you probably want to chime in. You probably want to hop on. All right, but I'm probably going to do that. Everybody have a great night, and thank you. Have a good one.